Welcome everybody to the Give It Podcast, the podcast for nerds, for blurs. If you have a fandom, you are most certainly welcome here. We are your hosts with the most. Myself, Black Spartan, Safari TV, Show Guy Joe. Fellas, it is Memorial Day freaking weekend. How are we feeling?
I honestly did not know it was a holiday until I realized, MomoCon is always on a 5-day weekend.
Yep. And still, if you're lucky enough to be at MomoCon, hopefully you guys are having fun. Shout out to Whoopty and shout out to Navy Montel, who are definitely podcast brethren who are enjoying themselves right now along with everybody else. Joe, I know, sir, before we start this podcast, you shared a story of how you defied death. Would you like to repeat that said story?
Dennis nearly killed me on accident. Other than that, I work in healthcare, so this weekend means nothing to me from a work standpoint.
Damn, but true. That also being said, guys, as you can see, we are a little bit higher on the level, so we do try to watch our language, although the words do fly. At the same time, guys, we do show movie and video game trailers that might be too intense for younger viewers, so viewer discretion is advised. Aside from that, welcome. So, we do have a couple of trailers to start out with. Of course, this one I have to give Jurassic Park Rebirth. Really a second look. Have you guys seen the latest trailer for Jurassic Park Rebirth?
Yes.
I know it came out. I heard nothing about it, but I'm guessing fans are excited. I've seen all the new promo art though, so this will be a first for me.
Yes, I still have to ask, why are we bringing children into this movie? Like, I don't care about a kid being on an island. If I want to see a kid being on an island, I'll go watch the really good Netflix series Camp Cretaceous.
Yeah,
but stop bringing your teenage daughter to like dangerous dino things. It didn't work out for Malcolm in 2. It's not going to work out here unless she saves everybody through the power of gymnastics.
That being said, here's the trailer.
Defeat those raptors with the power of tumbling.
Sorry. Please open the door for me.
On the island we're headed to, 24 species have survived there alone.
The theme park owners did experimental work, leaving only the worst ones here.
Oh.
Don't see that every day or ever.
Let's go.
If we get this DNA, millions of lives are saved.
Maybe we should make this quick, huh? Time to move.
We put ourselves in a place where we don't belong. Survival is a long shot.
That's kind of our specialty.
She's scared. She's scared of.
Come on, run!
We're not gonna let you get hurt, okay?
Hey!
There was a source. We found it? No, it found us.
All right, so that, guys, was the second trailer for Jurassic World Rebirth, as you can see in theaters July 2nd. I just got one question. I have to get back to it for
I
one.
nearly blurted out "Go Willie Go" at the end of that trailer.
I just got one question, and I'm glad I caught it right there. So we're just going to pretend that we don't got a predator dinosaur.
No, that's not very nice. Remember, this is the island of like all the mutant dinosaurs.
That's what I'm saying.
I was gonna say, is that a xenomorph blend? Like, I know we're getting alien Earth and all the mystery skulls. This could be how we tie it all together.
I mean, I'm about to say, is that the Skull and Predator Badlands? Is that the dinosaur skull?
That's what happens. One of the predators is like, by the way, I was also on a training mission and stalking you, so you bring out the biggest, baddest one.
I'm just saying. But no, in all seriousness, though, Jurassic World Rebirth, I am glad they are sticking to the horror. They are introducing more of the horror side of it. It's more of the danger, because the last couple of Jurassic World movies have not been I'm not gonna say good, but they just went in a different direction versus this one. Hey, let's go to an island where the worst of the worst and the rejects are left behind and try to get DNA and not die.
I wouldn't call it a horror movie when you got like an 11-year-old running around with a backpack with a baby Triceratops in it.
Yeah, which is clearly the egg they stole, which probably then hatches halfway through the adventure.
Yeah, I just call it bad. I just call that bad parenting.
Now, the other thing that they've been making notice of this is they are reintroducing a scene that actually was in the original novel, which is the T-Rex and the life raft.
Yeah.
Although, I hope they do this just for the laugh of it, of showing the T-Rex swim and its little arms just doing this as best as it can.
That's what I'm like. I didn't know T-Rexes could swim, because the fact that it was maneuvering under the water, I'm like, isn't this like not allowed?
It sat there and said, bump the rules. Just because I got little arms doesn't mean I can't swim. I will paddle as much as I can.
I mean, this looks fun. It's just like, I don't understand why you're adding a kid to this. I really don't. If you wanted to make this like an actual scary thing, then
it's just bad parenting. You gotta have, for some odd reason, whenever it comes to dinosaurs, we got to have bad parenting. We have to have it somewhere for reasons beyond my comprehension. But I don't know. Like I said, I think it's a nice little revamp to the franchise. I think that Scarlett Johansson may have a hit, but we'll see come July 2nd. Tafara, any thoughts on that?
I mean, yeah, if they're doing these discount days at AMC, I'll probably go catch this on a Wednesday special, because I think this is I don't know if they're trying to make an all new trilogy or what, but
I think it is.
I think it is. I think they're trying a trilogy.
Well, whatever this is, if it's just like, hey, if they're gonna get to the horror factor of this, I'm down for it.
Yeah, I could say the same thing. Like I said, I want to know where the predator dinosaur came from personally. But let us know in the comments.
It's a cross between a Rex and a Pachycephalosaur.
Yeah, with the head, with the
With
that
the,
thing. Yeah,
look like Cranidos out of Pokemon. Yeah, like it's. So it feels like, because I've always heard that novels are very much more like dark and graphic compared to what the movies do, which is just blockbuster-esque.
Yep, they go darker in the books.
Didn't they eat a baby in one of these like books or something too?
Yep, in the first one, they talked about the small dinosaurs picked apart a newborn.
Yeah, newborn.
Yeah, the Compy's got it.
Yeah, Compy's. There we go. Compy's got the newborn. That's what I was trying to remember exactly what that was. Yeah, but that was in the first book though. But like we said, let us know what you guys think if you're gonna be looking forward to it. Outside of that, we did get another trailer for Zootopia 2. I like Zootopia. I'm not gonna lie. It reminded me too much of Animal Farm. If Animal Farm had an anime version. But before I play this trailer, guys, have y'all seen?
Are we thinking about the same Animal Farm?
I mean, it's Animal Farm-esque. I'm not saying it's exact. It's esque. It's esque. I'm not saying it's exactly. It reminds me of that. But have you seen the trailer while you're giving me the judgment?
I haven't seen it, but I know this movie was constantly visited, like all hours of the day throughout the week when I worked at the budget theater. So I'm not sure. I was always curious, what can you even do for a second story? But
It's obvious what they can do for a second story.
I guess we'll find out after this. I just know that once I heard the concert at the end with what is it, Christina Aguilera or what's that? What was Zootopia? I'm like, yep, time to go get my broom and dustpan.
Yeah, but for all those that haven't seen it, here's the trailer for Zootopia 2. All right, so that was a trailer for Zootopia 2. As you guys can see, will be in theaters November of this year, and apparently it's dealing with a snake. I
already know the plot from this.
Say what?
I can already guess the plot from this.
The Zootopia World Tour?
Yeah.
World Tour because they have been framed, they are on the run from the cops, and that snake is their only witness.
Or they got him, or they're or the one that got him in trouble in the first place.
It could be both.
Yeah, it could be both, though. It could be both. I'm just sure. Go ahead, Joe.
There's a little Japanese businessman in this world, so that means there was a little Japanese techno band playing a Katsio.
That was still funny. I'm sorry, that's still funny to me. But yeah. No, I mean, it probably could be that. I agree with you, Joe. It looks like it's another on the run. They've been framed. And like you said, the snake is for the snake, which we don't know their name yet, but more than likely it is going to be a part. It's going to be a part of the story. So
do we know any of the casting? Because I have a horrible feeling, and this is not a slam on her, but that snake's going to be voiced by Awkwafina, isn't it?
Stop.
Don't summon that. Don't see now. If it happens, you summoned it. You summoned it, and you know what? Just because I'm gonna do a quick look up, and if she's a part of this, Joe, I blame you. Let's see. So to answer your question, I'm trying to see who plays the snake. Judy Hopps. No.
Crossed.
I'm looking. Let's see.
Big money, no whammies.
I bet it's Kei Kwan is the snake. Gary the snake.
Kei Kwan is playing Gary. Well, they didn't say the name of the snake. Actually, he is casted, and he is casted.
It's Gary the snake.
So yeah, there you go. You lucked out. Summoning Awkwafina, sir, summoning Awkwafina. Although I do love the fact that he is getting so much work now, work and recognition. That's just a beautiful thing to see. But I'm definitely watching this, guys. What say y'all?
My nephew or my sister will probably want to go see it, so I'm probably getting dragged eventually.
Joe?
Oh yeah, no, I'll definitely go see this. This looks fun.
Yeah, it definitely. I gotta see this, and just the fact that it's got to deal with Snake. But before we get to our other movie trailers and eventually our video game trailers, we do have a little bit of news, especially the don't panic side of things. What I mean by don't panic, I mean simply this. It was there earlier this week that Avengers, Doomsday, and Secret Wars are being pushed to December 2026 and December 2027. Because Disney has decided that both films might need a little more work. That being said, like we said, Doomsday was supposed to debut on December 18th of 2026. That's being moved back. And of course, Secret Wars is supposed to be out December 17th, 2027, and that's being pushed back. So, again, fellas, outside the fact that this is kind of normal now for MCU, should we tell people to just relax, that there's not really nothing to be worried about? Is the fact that, maybe the MCU has learned their lesson about pushing things out that they're not ready for?
I think they'll be fine. I think the producers of Dune are probably scrambling right now.
Yeah, more than likely. But when I see stuff like this, it's just like Marvel's 1946 with Captain America and Black Panther. It got pushed back. It's still coming out. It's just, it might take longer to develop, and it's fine. That means that you have more time for a more polished product. I'm not going to be mad about it. Again, when you look at the casting, you can imagine it's going to take some time. And with the Russo brothers on board, there's probably going to be some rewrites, and there's going to be a lot more scrutiny on quality, and it's fine that they want to make sure that it's there. I have nothing against that. But, Joe, what do you think?
I mean, it seems fine. We're going to get Spider-Man in 2026. Supposedly there's a yet to be revealed Marvel movie in 2026, and then Doomsday, and then Secret Wars goes from May to December in 2027. That's fine.
Yeah. So again, the big thing I'm getting at is that folks are, well, I'm not going to say some folks. You have the garden variety basement incels that are already calling, saying Marvel's going the wrong way, that it's not going to work out. Simply put, relax, guys. It's going to take a little bit of time. There's not a rush. I mean, it's not like you're running out of stuff to watch. DC is already lining up their month in July, and then for everything that follows after that with Superman. So, again, relax. But the other thing I'm going to get to in the video game world before we get to our next couple of movie trailers, you're probably wondering why in the title I said F you, Randy. And I said F you because I can't say what I really want to say. On behalf of all gamers everywhere, and unless you've been under a rock, the name Randy Pitchford either will strike you with utter disgust or you'll agree with them, depending on what side of the internet you're on. What I'm getting at is, guys, is that Randy Pitchford has sat there and said that for Borderlands 4, which is the next installment from the series from Gearbox, says that the game may cost $80. Now, we have talked about here on Get Bit that, the cost of games is starting to get ridiculously high, that some games, when they pass a certain mark, may make you rethink about purchasing or trying to get different ways of getting it or getting Game Pass, things of that nature. Either way, it makes you rethink things. Now, you would think for a CEO of a company that you have your fans, your dedicated fans, who have poured time, energy, and most importantly, money into your product, you would sit there and have a little bit of compassion. Unfortunately, not for Randy, because Randy had decided to sit there and say, quote unquote, if you're a real fan, you will find a way to make it happen. But again, that's not all he says, because during this exchange that was also on the dark place known as X, a person responds back and says, Randy, this game better not be $80. Don't take that risk. A lot of gamers aren't going to pay $80 and feed this notion of constant increase to the price tag. You are the CEO. You have some say with the price when it comes to your publisher. And again, Randy had a wonderful PR moment. He could have sat there and said, you know what, you're right. Let me look into this and let's find different ways to make this cost effective so gamers can play. He did not. He decided to go, A, not my call. B, if you're a real fan, you'll find a way to make it happen. My local game store had Starflight for Sega Genesis for $80 in 1991 when I was just out of high school working minimum wage in an ice cream parlor in Pismo Beach, and I found a way to make it happen. Somebody failed the PR compassion test.
This is giving, well, if you just go to community college and take all your early course, your gen eds there, it gets a lot cheaper, and then you get your money back through your financial aid, and then you can go to big boy school.
Right.
He is technically correct about the first part. They are the developer, not the publisher. So that publishing is not his call. Development is.
True, but again,
That's the only part I'm defending him on.
You could still lie and be like, "Hey guys, no promises. I'll do my best." You could have just.
Oh
left
no, he can't lie to us again. We still remember Alien Colonial Marine.
yeah, I'm about to say.
What happened with Alien Colonial? I know it was bad, but what happened? What did he?
They both lied to everybody.
What did he say, basically?
Oh no, it's not what he said. It's they literally showed a fake game, and then said all this was in the game. None of it was in the game.
That was the thing. And he doubled down. He doubled, and not only what Joe is saying, he doubled down on that. That's what makes it worse. But to Joe's point, he is right. Development, their part development, they may or may not, and this is again as a CEO. As a CEO, you kind of do have some sway because, for the lack of better words, there are games that are out there right now that have set price points. Example, Expedition 33. They had a set price point in their game. And I'll go into my review of that because I still think that's probably going to be game of the year, honestly. That's going to be a game of the year contender. But Mr. Pitchford, you literally had a beloved first-person shooter in Borderlands. Now, granted, Borderlands 3 could have used some work. Tales from Borderlands was great. The Telltale games for Borderlands was great. But this is not how you inspire fans to go buy your latest game, especially the fact the Borderlands movie flopped hard. And now you're pretty much sitting there saying, oh, you'll find a way, not realizing that the 1991 years of actually making $80 is quite difficult from the 2025 of trying to make money now. At the same time, sir, you showed zero compassion for your fans. And I know I can only speak for myself. I can't speak for Defari. I can't speak for Joe. I'm not playing Borderlands 4. Even if it's on Game Pass, I don't want to play it because you have shown that you literally have zero gamer loyalty to your fans. You could have, like Defari said, you could have lied. You could have sat there and said, I'm going to look into it. I can't make any promises. I'll try to see what I can do. If you had said that, a lot of people have been like, all right, at least he's giving it a shot. If he's lying about it, at least he didn't sit there and say, screw you, the price is the price. But that's the thing I'm getting at. And this is just me, guys. And like I said, just me, my opinion. I'm not playing 4. I was looking forward to it now, but I just feel like if I played 4 now, I'd just be siding with him. And I'm sorry, it's a big F you, Randy, for me. But what do y'all guys think?
Nah, that's fair. Because the way to just shoot yourself in. A lot of people who are in charge of platforms or studios just shooting themselves in the foot all 2025.
Yeah, definitely that. And I just don't get it. It's like it's amazing when you look at games like Helldivers and you see the company behind them and the devs. And they actually listened to their gamer. They actually listened to their gaming community. It's like, hey, why'd you nerf flamethrowers? And what happened? They fixed it. And then they gave you more content after that, and more content, and more content. So there were different things to do. So there's a big difference between Helldivers and Borderlands, or I should say Gearbox Software. And it's just amazing when you have a CEO that just would rather sit there and say, sorry guys, it is what it is. You want to play or not? And I'm sorry, for me, it's gonna be like, no, I'm good. Borderlands gave me a good run. I love the characters from it. I love the stories that came from there and the DLCs that came up with it. But I have no inclination to play 4. But Joe, what about you?
I'm fairly certain I answered this question when I asked him a question when he tried poking fun at Devolver Digital's little game.
Oh, we can't say that. We can't show that one, right? About the cost of something.
Whatever.
Yeah.
So Devolver Digital is also putting out like a looter shooter called My Copunk. And Randy says, like, if you can afford this game, which is like cost a point of methamphetamine. Sure.
Yeah, that tweet. Yeah.
So where I just had to ask, like, how do you know the going rate for meth?
That was beautiful, though. I'm not gonna lie. That was a beautiful
Fair question.
Look, they just banned marijuana in Texas and other states. They got to find something else.
right. But let us know what you guys think. I'm sorry for me, it's just a big F you, Randy. Again, another reason why CEOs of some companies just don't deserve to be CEOs of gaming companies. Because if he shows up at Summer of Games, I expect for him to be booed. I really do. I mean, I don't know if he's going to show on stage or not. Or it's going to be a video presentation. By the way, Summer of Games is not too far off from now. It's actually June 6th. Am I right? June 6th. So 2 weeks from now. So we will definitely be covering that when that comes out. But if he does show up at Summer of Games, which I highly doubt, I expect for him to be booed personally. But either way, we're going to find out and see. But back to trailers. So The Long Walk. This was actually based on a book by Stephen King, I believe, if I'm right about that.
So apparently, people are saying that I guess Stephen used to write under aliases, and this is apparently one of those.
Yeah.
With the people who produced or directed the Hunger Games in charge. So, which, based on what we see here, very much on brand.
Yeah. Well, I haven't seen the trailer yet, so I'm kind of looking forward to it. Joe, anything you want to add before we play it?
I have no idea what this is.
Oh, cool. Then we're both.
Even better, yeah.
We're both going to find out. All right. So here's the trailer for The Long Walk.
I'm Ray Garrity. You can call me Ray.
Prima Breeze.
Hank Olson's the name. Walking's my game.
I ain't many that are built like me. I'm the last of my kind.
We did the very first long walk years ago to inspire everyday people.
Smile, boys. You're on candid camera. Man, you gotta not think about the things out of your control. Think about your plan.
Personally, I can't stop thinking about all that money.
You'll never find another like me. I'm the last of my kind.
Warning. Okay, just keep walking. That's right. Just keep walking. Yeah, that's it, kid. That's it. Second warning. Third warning.
It takes heavy sack to sign up for this contest. I'm not going to go through the whole rule book, but it boils down to this. If you fall below the speed of 3 miles per hour, you get your ticket. Walk until there's only one of you left. Who's ready to win?
Yeah, it took me a while to realize the truth of this. This is walk or die.
You'll walk as long as you can. But sometimes the body won't listen. For some, your heart will stop. For others, your brain. And the blood will flow suddenly. There's one winner. And no finish line.
Damn.
Yeah. It seems so nice in the beginning. You're just like, holy shit. But then they say Stephen King of Hunger Games. They're like, yep, there it is.
So that was the trailer for The Long Walk. And I know we're supposed to watch our language on here, but damn. I did not see that coming. I'm intrigued. Now I want to go read the book. I want to go read the book now before I watch the movie. So basically, it's the last walk, and it's like I said, Hunger Games and a little bit of Death Race. Although I thought something was up when you saw the 2 tanks right beside the group of people walking. I'm like, okay, that's different. Yeah, I'm intrigued. I got nothing to say about that. Joe, what about you?
Mark Hamill looks like he's having fun.
Is that who that was?
Yes.
Yeah, that's Mark Hamill.
I thought that voice was familiar. I was like, something about that trailer.
So, the other thing about that trailer is, and this is I'm foreshadowing something we'll talk about in a bit. This is actually basic training for mech warriors and the clans. This is how they root out the kids in the mass group Sidcos early. It is basic field training, and if you're not up to snuff, they either kill you or you're shipped off to either the merchant caste or the technician caste. It's very opening of Universal Soldier.
Yeah, that's why I couldn't pin it. Thank you. I know I was inkling somewhere about that.
Yeah, remember the thing, Universal Soldier, that one kid just couldn't keep up, and the car pulls up right beside, just shoots him.
Yeah. I remember that. That's why I was like, it kept bugging me. Like, this reminds me of something else, but no, I gotta go find the book. And read this. I'm definitely watching when it comes out, although it did say coming soon, so it didn't say exactly when, so I'm assuming it's sometime this year. But yeah, Mark Hamill is a different character. That is gonna be a bit different. Although I did not see that trailer. That trailer was definitely a left turn. But the last thing we got
coming the moment the tanks were there.
I mean, the tanks. I was like, I kept wondering why the tanks were beside. I'm like, oh, security or something else.
It's just like your foot doesn't get tired holding at 3 miles per hour for like what, a week straight.
Yeah, but old boy's ankle was broke. That man was walking on a broken ankle. I'm like, oh, he ain't gonna make it. If that wasn't a he ain't gonna make it moment, because that was definitely he ain't gonna make it. But yeah, I definitely want to see that. So, Killer of Killers, because apparently we are all Predator'd out, along with Badlands and then Alien Earth on FX, and now Predator Killer of Killers on Hulu. Has anybody seen this trailer?
Is this a new one for the?
This is the animated.
I'm saying this is a new trailer for the animated one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know this was out. I also wish this. I very much wish this was a series. I'm not saying it's going to be bad. I just 5 or 6 opportunities to better flesh out Predator lore over what? This is probably going to be an hour, 45 minutes. I would have liked a movie. However, they still have a chance to do it well and still make it very info heavy, which I will give them grace for that.
Yeah.
So apparently, this is supposed to give us the through line for this, and it's not actually an anthology series, but it also kind of is.
Mm-hmm. Oh, let's see what it's about, because I got no idea. Here's Killer of Killers.
My son, tell me why we fight.
Because our enemy still lives.
You all have traveled far and missed the warmth of home. But tonight, think of only one thing. Killing the monster.
You're not hearing me. There's something else up in the sky. And it's not human.
I pray you bloody your spear tonight. You are ready now. There's only one way to kill it. We must fight together.
Here we go. What happens if we survive?
All right, so that was Predator Killer of Killers. As you can see, guys, will be on Hulu June 6th. I couldn't tell. Is it going to be all of them facing or just different time periods?
It seems like we're probably going to go in order of time periods, and it looks like the Latino guy is probably a World War II pilot.
Yeah.
And it looks like that might be the beginning of Predators, where they start bringing them back to their home planet because he had the little collar on.
Yeah. That was kind of, I was thinking it was different time periods. I saw Japan. I saw World War, I'm guessing, II. Then you had the Viking period.
It also may be one Predator because it looks like the World War II area is missing part of his face. And
Yeah, it looks he's got an eye patch on, so I think he's like strictly a pilot.
Yeah. So that's where I'm just like in this case, that's, I mean, full on mask in Japan.
No, they're different Predators then.
Yeah, they're different Predators.
Oh yeah, they're different ones.
Huge.
Yeah, that dude's he's that build is specifically for this enemy, which is just other Hulks.
Yeah,
he's missing an eye.
So yeah, they're all kind of on the different side. Sorry.
Then at the end, I guess the Grand Chief is the one that's stressing out, the one with like the super long dreads.
Yeah.
That looks like he's bringing them to the home planet, and this could either be he came to recover the one that the guy ends up killing in the dogfight, or something. He's definitely an elder, and he's either being put into slavery or something's happening here.
Or being used as bait, or being used as target practice. But no, this looks interesting. Like I said, we are getting a lot of Predator in movies, in television, and now in animated series. Although I do have to highly stress this is rated R, so don't let your kids watch, because as you saw in the, I probably should have warned everybody. I didn't really see I'm pretty sure I saw a beheading somewhere in between the first couple of minutes, but overall it looks good. I got no issues or complaints. What y'all guys think?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to watching this and then just being able to pick this apart with people, seeing who caught what references. Combat's clearly going to be entertaining. I'm just curious to how deep are the stories we're going to tell in each time period.
Right, that part. But Joe, what about you?
I mean, this is going to be a fun way for me to kick off my birthday, so
Cool. Well, either way, definitely going to be something to look forward to when it comes out on June 6th. So, before we get to Xenoverse, because somehow they are still getting support, K-pop Demon Hunters.
So good.
Joe, you want to explain this one? Because I have
a K-pop, female K-pop band that's hunts demons. The trailer shows everything. It's actually made by the Spider-Verse people too. So
that's what got me. Okay. I saw it going around Twitter, and I'm just like, yeah, Spider-Verse animation style.
And now I just want to hear Soda Pop.
Oh, well, sweet. Well, let's see what it's about. This is on Netflix. Will be on Netflix, called K-pop Demon Hunters.
Time. The world will know you as pop stars. But you will be much more than that. You will be hunters.
Hey, this is the men's bathhouse. Get out of here.
They're stealing the souls of our fans? Let's send those disgusting demons back to the depths where they belong! Yeah! 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 Let's get battle ready.
I can destroy the hunters for good. It's time for a new strategy.
You're all I can think of.
Oh.
Every drop I drink up. You're my soda pop, my little soda pop.
The demon boy band? They're coming after the fans.
You're my soda pop, my little soda pop.
The Sasha Boy!
Let's go get these guys.
Run, run, we run the town.
just gonna let you steal our fans? You're gonna have to fight us for them.
Yeah, this plane's trash. Everything is at stake.
Zootopia, so sweet, so easy on the eyes, but hideous on the inside. Whole life spinning lies, but you can't hide, baby. Nice try.
I'm sorry. I am so glad I was muted because when I saw that part about the demonic boy band, I lost it.
Yeah, I was waiting for the end. I was like, who's all the where are the K-pop collabs? Who's plugging an album or a single for this movie? Because I know there's gonna be one.
Oh, there's you know what? I started to say, wasn't there one? Say what, Joe?
At the end of the trailer, is 3 members from Blue Jeans and no, the end of the trailer.
Oh.
Back, right there.
Yeah, right there. I know twice. Yeah.
Okay. Because I was gonna sit there and say I was gonna say BTS or something like that because I was like, no. At first I was like, everybody went to Michael Jackson for the bad guy. I'm like, oh, demonic boy band. Well played. Well played indeed. But as you can see, guys, that's gonna be on Netflix come June the 20th. I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna watch it. I feel intrigued to watch this.
Song title on there too. Go back just a little bit. Back, right there. Featuring Takedown.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the song. That's big song coming out of this.
Gotcha.
Okay.
It looks interesting, and like Joe said, these are basically the same people that did Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse. You could tell because the animation started to have those same elements in it, and I was like, okay, that's pretty freaking cool. But yeah, I'm definitely watching it. I gotta add this to my Netflix queue. Tafari, anything? What about you?
I know nothing about K-pop, but I do like that studio, and the story seems good, so I'll check it out. I'm surprised. I wouldn't be shocked if they try to do one theater run for this, small screening, just so they can try to get this qualified for awards.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll do great when it goes overseas.
Oh, it'll probably do numbers, but I think it'll do well here because I did not know much about K-pop outside of a few bands, but I think it'll do well on Netflix. What are you gonna say, Joe?
Trying to figure. There's actually a really fun Netflix series. Trying to find where it is.
Because I know they do have some K-pop series on Netflix, don't they? Wasn't there one?
They definitely got that.
Mm-hmm. Because I was gonna say I thought there were a few on there, but yeah, it does look interesting, and the fact of just the demonic boy band and them not trying to fangirl out, and it's like, nope, you are trying to take our fans.
So if you want to see a little bit of something similar, you need to see Gentry Chow versus the Underworld.
Okay.
It's on Netflix. I think a slightly more hardcore version of The Life and Times of Juniper Lee.
Oh, I know that one.
That show. You know, it's so weird that and American Dragon Jake Long were out at the same time and were damn near clones of each other.
Yeah.
So this one is still kind of for kids, but also has a bit more of a edge to it. Mm-hmm. You literally do see demons from hell, the two guardians of hell, Mezu and Gog. In this one, people can die.
Yeah.
In this series, so a little bit more mature, but still fun. So if you want to see what, it's not a 1-to-1, but if you want to see what it can be like, go watch Gentry Chow.
Gotcha.
Versus the Underworld.
But overall, this does look pretty cool, though. I can't lie. I was like, okay, You had me at the Michael Jackson one. I was gonna say everybody's learned from Demon Slayer. If you want a villain, you better have him look like Michael. But again, not knocking it. I'm definitely watching it. But Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. Who knew that they were still getting support for this game? In this game, like, correct me if I'm wrong, going on 9-10 years old by now?
I thought this game was 20 years old.
I could be wrong.
Look, they keep saying this is going to be the final one, and then it's like, well, actually, which I don't mind stacking into a game to keep supporting it until the fans say, hey, enough. So I get it. You've added so much. It's not going to carry to Xenoverse 3, and people don't want to have to make life decisions. So that's fine. Whereas Apex's community is like, hey, can we just wrap it up and go to Titanfall 3 already? We're bored.
Right.
Although, at this point, it really is the most successful Dragon Ball MMO.
Oh, it is almost 9 years old.
This is technically a flip of Dragon Ball Online because that's where Toa and Mira originally came from as characters.
Yeah. Good Lord. This is almost a 9-year-old game. It came back out in 2016. Wow. And it's still getting it's still getting support. The reason why we say that, guys, is because the next trailer that they're showing for Xenoverse 2 is because they are getting the Dragon Ball Diamond Pack, which means you are going to be seeing characters from the one-shot run. If you haven't seen the trailer,
I was going to say, this game has been going on so long. They had a whole in-game card game function release multiple sets, and then die within the game.
That's crazy.
Oh, so like, what is it, Queen's Blood in Final Fantasy VII?
Yes.
It was exactly that, where you had card versions of characters you could play, and they had their own power levels, and they had 3 sets come out, and then the game died within the game.
Pretty much.
Then they removed the whole card game function from the game.
All while the game, again, during the lifespan of the game. But again, if you haven't seen it, here's the trailer for the Dragon Ball Diamond Pack for Xenoverse 2.
来い、一瞬で型をつけてやる。こいつがスーパーサイヤ人4だ。本気の力、受け止めてみろ。この程度で俺を倒せるとでも？そうこなくちゃな。スーパーサイヤ人4の力、見せてやる。派手に暴れてやろうぜ。楽しませてくれるんだろうな。はいられ！はめはめ！いけ！この新しい力。
You know what's so crazy about this? For a 9-year-old game, that your fan base has to be one of the most dedicated for 9 years of support, and Sparking Zero got Dragon Ball Diamond before this game did. That's dedication. That's all I'm saying. But as you can see, guys, I think this becomes available, I want to say, what they say, May 22nd.
So yesterday.
Yeah, so basically yesterday. So you get, looks like you get 4 Goku, Super Saiyan 4 Goku from Daima, Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, 6 new skills, 2 Super Souls, 3 parallel quests, 8 different new loading screens, illustrations, and 8 new costumes and accessories. So I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I haven't played Xenoverse in I can't tell you when. Joe, Safari, do y'all guys still dabble in it, or is it kind of like you're like me? The last time y'all played, you can't remember.
I never got into it. I am shocked they just left fighters out of this completely. Like, they updated every game except that, and it's at this point they could have easily made a sequel and just added in all the previous characters. But for this, I'm not shocked. People really like this. People like MMO. They like squad MMO stuff, especially with a 3D arena type deal. So I'm not shocked to see this go on. Why? Oh, those are costumes. Okay, I was like, those are like the characters in the back. But
I think they gave up on Fighters because Fighters hasn't got any updates in a while.
And it was doing fine. It was at every gaming tournament for like the longest.
Yeah, I think they kind of gave up. So I think that's dwindling down on support, honestly. because I haven't heard spit from fighters since Sparking Zero news came out. So I don't know, but it looks cool. I mean, if you still have Xenoverse 2, I mean, hey, knock yourselves out. But Joe, any thoughts on it?
Well, first off, it's false advertisement. That's clearly Ultra Vegeta 1.
Vegeta 1.
Yeah, Vegeta 1 as
They
a
should lean to that.
I hope that's the voice line.
know
Like when you pair them together, you and Super Saiyan 3, Ultra Vegeta 1.
That is crazy that you have Vegeta 1. You pointed that out. That you have Vegeta 1, but you're saying, oh, Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. Yeah.
He just doesn't want the moniker. The other thing that really surprised me is how huge Super Saiyan 4 Goku is in the grand scheme of things. Like, he's a big boy.
Yeah. Brawly size.
Like, they put him beside GT Goku 4, and Goku Daimo 4 is like Broly big.
Yeah.
I didn't expect that. I just thought he's got like the big old monkey arms and everything, but I didn't realize he was like big.
And they tried to compare him. I thought for a second it was just Brawly with a skin. Honestly, that's what I thought it was. But again, that's just me. But if you do have Xenoverse 2, hey, at least you have something to look forward to. I'm gonna be honest. I'll watch somebody else play it, just because I don't have it anymore.
I think it's on my PlayStation 5, but it just sits there.
Yeah, I don't think it's been ported either. I think we just have the PS4, Xbox One editions, and then download it again if you want it that bad.
Pretty much, because I don't really remember.
A copy of Naruto Ultimate Ninja Connections came today.
Really?
For the PS5?
How long ago did you order that?
Right.
I don't remember, but it just showed up in my apartment. I mean, obviously before I moved because it had my apartment address, but I'm just like, huh.
In that game, it was supposed to be the next big thing. That game came and went.
And gone. That freaking fast.
Is it in Ninja Connections? Just all the battles, all the CGI battles from all the Ninja Storms, just with all the stuff?
It's supposed to be a new one with a new alternate original story and Dark Naruto and Sasuke, and but apparently even that's just like a side story with Boruto and his friends being bored, and I don't even know if it's legit or if it's like them imagining it. I didn't hear a lot.
Yeah, it was.
Look at it.
Yeah, you might have to research for us because that's been a while. But speaking of things that did get ported, we're looking at our Batman Arkham Shadow, because you can take a page out of Alien Rogue Incursion. Because for all those that don't remember Rogue Incursion, it used to be a VR game. However, it seems that now we are getting a non-VR version for the PlayStation 5 and PC. If you don't remember, here's actually the trailer for Incursion. And again, for the makers of Batman Arkham Shadow, you can take a lesson from this. Not all of us wanted to play a new Batman game on VR. Just saying.
There are parts to this that are out, or this is
part one. So this is actually re-envisioned, that, as I said, it's pretty much just a redesign for PS5 and PC. But yeah, this is only part one. I want to say, because I got to look it back up. I don't know how many parts are to this.
I think it's only 2 parts.
Okay. So if it's only 2 parts, then I guess the second part will be coming along. But yeah, this is... I'm not going to lie. As long as it's not like... what was the other Alien game where you couldn't fight back? You basically had to hide.
Isolation.
Isolation. Thank you.
That's getting a sequel.
Yeah, I couldn't get behind isolation just because I wanted to fight the doggone thing. And plus your controller, if your controller was mic'd up and you said something, you could be heard. That was the one thing about some people find out the hard way when they play that game. You're sitting there talking and you're wondering why the xenomorph can find you. It's because your mic is hot. But I would probably give this a shot. It looks like it's gonna be interesting. What do y'all guys think?
I'll check it out. I don't know too much about this. How many parts are out for like the VR already?
For both, it's 2. So Joe's right. There's 2 parts to this, and both of them are available on VR.
Okay, I might take a look at it when it comes out. I'm not sure yet.
Let's see. Come out on September 30th. That gives me some time. I'll probably do it. Joe, about you?
Oh yeah, I'm always down.
Does it? It
Play
looks
it in the
like
brightest room I possibly can.
Yeah, it just looks like that's going to be definitely fun. But before we get to our gaming reviews, because we all have games that we have played and want to give our opinions on, there is one last video game trailer that we do have between Monster Hunter Wilds and Street Fighter 6. Apparently, in traditional fashion, this isn't the first time I don't think Monster Hunter has done this before. I think they've had a Street Fighter collaboration, I want to say previously, but I'm not 100% sure about that.
Yes, we had one in World, and we had one in Rise.
Okay, thank you. But that's why I was making sure. So basically, in Wilds, we are getting a Street Fighter 6 collaboration trailer, and you guessed it, you get to use hands as Akuma on monsters.
Has the weight of my fist sparked a killing intent within you, Hunter? Now to seek death and face it down! Masterfully grilled, Hunter! I'll show you, Harris! K.O. Akuma wins! Yes! This is the battle I hunger for! Done 1,000 deaths! Misots! Here comes a new challenger!
Yeah, ain't that I do it. Never feel new. And when I get up in the game, yeah, I'll be improved. A real problem, but I solve them all face.
I'm not mad about that. The fact that you can use nothing but hands, that's interesting.
So do you get a victory cinematic every time you kill a monster then?
I think you have Akuma as your armor skin.
Okay.
So it looks like for this collaboration, it will happen on May 28th. So it's basically 5 days from now. So you do see that you do get to play as Akuma, and it looks like you do get different skins of Cammy, of Chun-Li, even Blanca as a plushie. So again, looks pretty cool. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I have not started Monster Hunter Wilds. I have that on Xbox Game Pass. Still have yet to start it just because I've kind of gotten behind on my gaming backlog. But Joe, you've played Wilds. What do you think about this collaboration going along with this?
So this is actually the hidden 15th weapon.
Okay.
As of this thing. This is going to be a permanent thing in Monster Hunter. This is not a limited time collaboration.
Oh, sweet.
And how this now works is the strength of these moves is because you see Akuma equipped with a weapon at all times. Your base stats of damage is actually based off what your weapon you're equipped with is.
Oh, okay.
So this isn't like last time they did it where it's just like doing a simple Hadouken is replacing the knife throw. These are gestures you can pick off the L1 menu, and that's how you can fight. And then you will deal real damage, not like a single point of damage. Like you will legit deal damage. The focus strike is your offset attack. And possibly the Shungoku Satsu. The Raging Demon may be your wound move.
Okay.
Wound attack move. I'm not entirely sure about that last part because he also did his Shoryuken into the Azure Rock Splitter chop. But we did have the Shoryuken in Rise as an actual full move, so it's returning. So we get Metsu Hadouken, Go Shoryu, Go Tatsumaki, or Go Hadouken, Go Shoryu, and Tatsumaki as legit attacks.
Gotcha.
So, and also his Demon Slide is also here. So, we legitimately have a 15th weapon and just get these hands.
Yeah. Nothing. You ever want to fight a monster with just hands only? You get your wish.
I want to go with the giant meat frog again with hands.
I'm curious, how do you do the whole pull-ups on a bridge? How does that even these little fun animations? How do you even get to those?
That's funny. Just with the one hand.
If we're doing hand-to-hand combat and Capcom characters, I'm just saying y'all have had Ashura in a vault for 15 years, and the most he's ever been.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's a collaboration at this point because
I would be happy. I think the most they did is they made him a skin for Akuma in Street Fighter V, and that was it.
I forgot about Azura's Wrath. Damn.
Other thing we learned about Akuma is apparently he may be Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is potentially being casted in the upcoming Street Fighter movie, and he might be Akuma.
I am sure about the fact that is still weird that they not only they want to make another Street Fighter movie, but Roman Reigns, Jason Momoa have been targeted, and I was thinking to myself, there's nothing wrong. Look, we had Street Fighter movie, okay? Jean-Claude Van Damme playing Guile, Raw Julia, may he rest in peace, gave us probably the best advice we're ever going to get. Is it completely corny? Absolutely. Will I still sit down and watch it? You bet your ass I will, because that's all we had. It does make you wonder, though, what the casting for that, how that would be, and what direction they would go into, because we've seen what they done with Mortal Kombat, and there were mixed reviews on that. Some people liked it, some people didn't. I was like, why did we go that ending? But okay. But no, it'll be interesting to see what they do with that. But that collaboration, I have got to hop on Wilds to start playing that. But Tafara, what else were you gonna say, Tafara, about Wilds as well?
That was about it. If we're bringing more collaboration characters, I know we like to throw Akuma in a lot, but Ashura would be perfect for this. He is literally the Titan killer, so make his 6-arm move a special, or a timed boost attack helps stat boost your friends or whoever. Because so many people rediscover that game every year, and I'm just I'm surprised they haven't done something with it.
That is good, true, because Azura's Wrath was fun.
Or at least re-release it, not even HD, just put all the DLCs on one thing, because you pissed everybody off when you put the true ending behind a paywall, but years later, now that the 360 DLCs are $1 a piece, it's not bad.
But at the same time, you're right. You could turn. I mean, it doesn't even really need, because it was running high on 360 at the time. So it's you could do that. You could do that as a port. I mean, it's still freaking beautiful. And like you said, you could put all the DLCs right next to it, because that was Capcom being dirty. But yeah, Azura could be used as a skin and not just anything else. Although the way Azura's Wrath ended, I don't think we're going to get a sequel to that game. But yeah, it could be better. That's all I'm saying. But that being said, before we move on to our Doctor Who and Last of Us episode reviews, like I said before, we do have a couple of video games that we've all reviewed. I'm going to start with Tafari first because Tafari, you, sir, on Tafari TV have kind of been on a tangent with some retro games, and just want to see your opinions on some that you think may have been overlooked or some that might need a replay.
Yeah, so the one I'm playing right now, just making sure I got the count right. Yeah, I am playing Metal Arms Glitch in the Systems right now. Very much over. Yeah. I keep forgetting how long this thing at 42 levels in this thing, by the way. Just one of those random ones you picked up and took a shot on. I thought the PS2 version was a fever dream until I found it at a swap meet a couple months ago, like a year ago. So that's what I'm playing. I think I have one stream left after this and I'm done. But the amount of detail they put into it, the way the NPCs work, using robots so you're not really limited on the violence. Story kind of leaves you on a cliffhanger that I wish they would have gotten a sequel to explain. The weapons are very cool, especially the way you upgrade. The fact that it's kind of like Conker's Bad Fur Day, but with robots. Another one I'm thinking of picking up or just streaming once I'm done with this. Custom Robo, because I know that had a 3DS sequel that not a lot of people touched. But it was apparently, if you know it, it is worth a lot, or at least it cost a pretty penny. But that was another one me and my friend used to pick up. And we're just like, we don't know what this is, but we'll try it. And it's actually a lot of fun. Other than that, I've been messing around with my link cable because I still have it for my Game Boy and hacking into the Chow Garden on Sonic Adventure 1 and 2. Trying to think what others. Finally beat the DLC for Kingdom Hearts 3, so that was a lot of fun on stream. But yeah, and then I need to go back and try the original Transformers from Hasbro in 2003 again, because that one.
Oh, the Armada one.
Yeah, that one.
That game is perfect.
It was getting a little frustrating on the ice level because it's like you keep they don't tell you where to go, but then you keep getting followed by crap, and then each character traverses different, and it's like, okay, you're built for this terrain, but you die, you're a bullet sponge. It's like, okay, you can traverse, but you can't travel at all.
So you can spam that game so easily if you find the right miniguns.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
You just become a god.
The temple level with in the first couple stages, I'm like, this took the entire stream because you got to fight the giant Decepticon on the temple. But if you get shot at the right time, you get Goofy movie yeeted down 50 flights of steps.
Oh yeah, you ragdoll is the best thing ever.
I got ragdolled 15 different times, and I'm just like, this is
Oh, which one is it? There's 2 that make that level super stupid. It's the force field, and then he's really hard to find, but you need to find the one that gives you flight.
I think I had the force field. I didn't know there was one for flight, and then there's some parts where it's just all right, find this spot, and they don't tell you where it is, so it's all right, I guess I'm really just gonna drive. When it's old school rules, if you find something to shoot at, you're going in the right direction.
Pretty much. Or if you're getting attacked.
Yeah, look into that because that game is one of the best Transformers games there is outside of Devastation. And you can just do insanely stupid stuff when you find the right minicon combination. It becomes just either the hardest thing in the world or you just cakewalk everything.
I need to sit down with it again. I'm not gonna lie. I was on stream getting hella annoyed because I'm I feel like I should be going further than I actually am. Other than that, other ones I've played recently, IGPX is a lot of fun once you figure out kind of how each person on your team works and how to do the combo attacks. That or just Hulk out and just break every person's mech. Either one works.
I told you so.
Yeah, I was trying to play it fair, not anymore. What was the other one I had up here? Ace Combat 4, which I finally went back and that one. That's one I feel like could be turned into either an anime or a movie.
That should be an anime because I love Ace Combat 4, but that should be an anime.
Yeah, because when you finally realize the game is being told from the story of the bad guy,
yeah,
and I guess a kid in the occupying country, and your character that you play as isn't really ever. You don't actually know your character. You're just apparently this nightmare of a legend who doesn't fail a mission.
Pretty much.
But the bad guy who's telling the story comes from like another team that never loses a pilot or whatever. And they're basically Nazis, but it's just the story of these two pilots who have a vendetta but don't even really know each other.
But still, yeah, that was a twist on that one that you turned out to be the bad guy after all. But no, that's a good one too. What else? But what else are the games? Before I turn to Joe, or was that it?
I think that's it for what I'm going through right now. At some point, I need to stop pretending like I didn't buy Sonic Colors on my Switch and actually play through that. Because I got it free on PS4 at one point, so now I'm like, do I want to play through it on the Switch or do I just want to go for the Platinum Trophy?
I'd say Switch, but then again, I've been trying to justify I've been trying to go through all my Switch games before I have to make the plunge to 2, because anyway. Long story.
The plunge can see me after a new president and less tariffs. Until then, good luck.
That I could say that, but mine's a life support. But anyway, Joe, your review, sir. Did you want to start with MechWarrior 5, or did you want to go somewhere else?
I have a choice of going somewhere else.
Well, we don't want to treat you like the dentist, sir. We want to give you choices.
No, be nice. That system was a freak accident.
I'm sorry.
They're actually really good. I've been with them for a long time.
I had to throw that shot, but yeah, go ahead with your review, sir.
Oh no, MechWarrior Ghost. For $20, I get 12 missions, 8 mechs, all sorts of goofiness that I was been doing there. Like the mechs carry over into the main Smoke Jaguar campaign, where I've been running a full star of Hunchbacks, which has been super fun. Finally, I got to the point where I can't run full team of Hunchbacks anymore. I actually have to try. No, the Ghost Bear campaign is a lot of fun. Very different from the Smoke Jaguar campaign because it's more about finding a home, found family, earning your spot in the thing. It's not just we're the biggest, baddest, and we're going to conquer everything. It's generally a more touching campaign, but that's what Ghost Bear is kind of all about. Like, all I need is Dodge Charger and Dominic Toretto to just show up and tell me about family. With maybe a PPC and an autocannon attached to the Charger, it'll happen at some point. That thing's going to get a laser mounted to it somehow.
It's already had a rocket engine put to it, so you're not too far off.
It's got jump jets. We just need a turn, and it can be considered an urban mech. The campaign is vastly different. Again, for $20, it's really, really solid. And they also dive into a lot of the unspecified lore, like that even come from like novels. Because one of the Jade Falcon Star Commanders is from a trilogy of books called the Pride of the Falcon, and the main character's sister shows up in the campaign. So it also lends credence that we may be getting a Jade Falcon DLC campaign next, and then it'll end with Clan Wolf, because those were the 4 main clans that invaded the Inner Sphere. But campaign is solid. Gameplay is exactly like it was in Clan, so very, very fun. The choice of mechs and the enhanced ability to customize your mechs lends a lot more fun. The only thing this thing needs is true online PvP lobbies.
Okay.
Because you can only PvP via friend code. Like, you can't just like you just can't like sit in a lobby and try to get a PvP match.
Okay.
That would be fantastic, but like high praise for Ghost Bear. Like, again, $20 for an 8-hour 12 mission campaign with actual boss fights in the game. Like, two legitimate boss fights, not mechs either. Like, you're going up against things that are huge as boss fights. So I really dug it.
Yeah, cool. Now, we'll ask this question: if you are a newbie to Mech Warrior, if you are a newbie to Mech Warrior, is 5 a good starting point, or would you have them start back on something else?
Mercenaries is a good starting point because that starts you in 3025 and the game ends in 3050 when the clans invade. For clans itself, yeah, it's good because that's the start of the clan invasion in 3050. And then Ghost Bears takes place halfway through the initial invasion because of certain political ramifications that happened in Smoke Jaguar, Smoke Jaguar campaign. So yeah, this is very newcomer friendly.
Okay, cool. Anything else you want to say about Ghost Bear Flashstorm?
This particular mission, I get wiped out as soon as I cross this ridge.
Hey, like straight wiped, or it's just like you made
They had what was it? Zeus and something with a flame unit, and I got pinned against the wall, and they took full advantage of that. I just like the summoner. I was about to call it the old school battle tech name, the Thor. The summoner here just gets immediately wiped out. Like as soon as I get onto that hill across the lake, I'm done.
Well, that's good to know. Well, at least it's a learning opportunity.
Yeah.
But any other games that you also reviewed that you wanted to bring up as well?
Onimusha 2, I'm currently doing a charity stream. Every time I stream that for Middle Tennessee API, you can find the link in the description. The donations go directly to them. I am not having the money go to me and me hand it off. That's a horrible idea. And if we want to mention that thing, I don't want to be compared to the completionist.
Damn.
Yeah. So it goes directly to them. API Middle Tennessee is a API political advocacy and community building group I'm a part of. In a strictly I show up and eat all the good food and make new friends participation. So naturally, since it's still API Heritage Month, I want to do something, and Onimusha 2 Reboot is right there. God. The voice acting in this is peak PlayStation 2 voice acting. They did not re-record these lines at all. So it is like B-level movie acting at its best. Combat is still the same. Thankfully, I still somehow retain that kind of muscle memory from way back then for this game. So I'm still able to do critical insta-kill strikes every so often. But also at the same time, this is old school PS2 Capcom game, meaning we got old school Resident Evil corridors where it's
the camera's not your friend.
Around with bad camera, where camera's fixed to a single point. So I do die during the stream because of bad camera angles, but that's just par for course. I do remember the majority of who to give gifts to because this has a friendship system in here with these characters we're seeing.
Okay.
So the person you're more friends with, they'll pop up in certain levels and help you out in combat.
Yeah.
It also affects the story to a degree. I believe there's like a single point where 2 of them get into a fight later on, not the initial fight, but like something happens where it could potentially be a Rex scenario. Rex from Mass Effect.
Yeah.
Gotta be good friends with them and whatnot.
And so you have a loyalty test.
Yeah. So I still remember what everybody likes to a degree. It's a great game. All the mini games are already unlocked in special features. Also, there's a new Hell Arena mode where instead of fighting, it's all of the puzzle boxes.
Yeah.
And I was so much smarter back then.
I'm still tripping on the fact that it's still the early ray tracing, because you can tell by the way the way old boy's hair is. So that was early ray tracing in its heyday. But
yeah, also for some weird reason, when I started the game, I somehow shifted the printed dialogue into Japanese.
mhm.
I have no idea how I did that. Thankfully, I can read enough to where I was able to back out and change the menus and everything back to English, but I have no idea how I did that in the first place. Play some of the dialogue. It's great.
Hang on a second. I gotta mute myself.
Who did this?
Fast forward to his mom. Going right there. Oh God, his mom is the best voice actor in the game.
Then you may begin your quest in the gold mine in Imasho.
Who are you?
You can do it, my son.
Okay.
Okay, that's enough of that.
Oh wow!
The best voice acting of PlayStation 2. I promise you.
I forgot about that, but yes, Total Justice Gaming is where you can find it on YouTube for the API charity stream. So definitely support it, share it if you can.
Every stream I do of Onimusha 2 is going to have that charity stream link in the description.
Gotcha. But definitely share it, as it definitely does go to a good cause. But yeah, the voice acting is
oh my God, it's so awful. It's so hilariously bad.
it's bad. Okay. Any more games that you wanted to review or bring up?
No, I'm done. That's all I got. I don't have that big of a backlog.
I'm trying to figure out what to do once DreamCon is over. I think I've definitely walked myself into shape. I will be able to hit the con floor.
Why don't you do Onimusha 1 and 2?
You know what game I thought I had and opened up the case and was disappointed to realize I keep forgetting to rebuy it because I keep thinking I have it. Dynasty Warriors 3. And that was one of the you know what it was? Because like I understood the concept of a hack and slash game when I was younger, but it's always just like I'm gonna waste everything fighting this boss, and then 15 more show up, and I'm like, there's no winning here. So now that I'm an adult, I want to try it again.
Nothing wrong with that. Dang, Dynasty Warriors 3. That was the one that introduced Strike Force, right? Or was that 4?
4 might have been Strike Force. I know 3 was might have been the first one to come to PS2. Yeah, that was the one. I don't know why my buddy who lived down the street was Jamaican, and so was his dad. He was obsessed with Japanese culture. He had katanas around the house, so he picked up Dynasty Warriors, and we were hooked. Could not beat the thing to save our life, though.
I can understand that because I had my first race with that. Okay, bye, Obi. You go on because that's what you want to do is run around.
Always letting us know that Sesame Street is saved.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, for myself, let's see, because I first will start with Doom: The Dark Ages. I'm currently playing that now. I will say this: it is definitely worth playing. It's a different story as far as his time with the Night Sentinels and the fact of where he was in this time period. Gameplay wise, it does play Doom Eternal. So again, free flowing, not a lot of hiccups, no glitches I've ran into so far. And yeah, there are some. I don't want to spoil it for you just because some trailers did kind of spoil some things that you can do as far as piloting a mech and flying on the back of a dragon. Yeah, those parts are fun, but there's also some other parts in there that I'm not going to say just because, again, you find out as you play more of the game. But yeah, Joe, to answer your question, the gameplay is free-flowing. It's not bad. The only thing that's sticking so far is the melee. Like, you might find yourself doing 3 hits instead of 2. And Doom Dark Ages. So your melee is a little bit sticky. You kind of learn to kind of finesse a little bit so you're not overdoing it. But yeah, overall, Doom the Dark Ages is fun. Would highly recommend it if you do have Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. It is available now for you to download and play it, so give it a shot if you will. So far, it's I don't really know about campaign time. I'm kind of feeling like I'm somewhere in the middle of the story, and I think I'm about 5 hours in, so maybe 10 to 15 hours game time for the campaign. But then again, we'll let you know once I get to the end. The other game I wanted to talk about, again, I cannot stop raving about this game. Claire Obscure Expedition 33. When I tell you this was a love letter, this game was a love letter.
Rated M from.
Thank you. This game was a love letter to turn-based games. Sandfall Interactive, y'all guys, when I tell you, not only did they give a wonderful story, of course, it is French-based because they are an overseas company, but still, the game itself is great. The story is great. The soundtrack is banging. And this game, honestly, because I played it, Joe I think has played it. Joe definitely has played it. I forgot. He has played it. Still playing it. It is a turn-based game, which means that, again, it's going back to the old school versions of Final Fantasy with a twist. You do have the ability to parry or dodge. Parrying actually does a lot better than dodging does because you can actually counterattack. There's also some gradient attacks you can do and other things and abilities. And right now, I don't want to say the game is broken, but people have found a way to do some builds that have done quite a lot of damage and actually one-shot killed some bosses. So I would say for right now, enjoy it while it lasts because Sandfall will be making patches. But again, it is a great game. Total hours, it took me almost a week and a half to beat the campaign. But I'm going to be honest, I didn't get to everything on my first run. There were actually some bosses that I missed that I could have played against. But again, I will go back and rerun it because it's honestly that fun of a game. I don't want to spoil any details in this game because, again, the story itself has some twists. I will say this. It does have multiple endings. I leave it at that. If you want to go on YouTube and find out what those endings are, that is on you. I will not spoil them for you. But I will say this. Claire Obscure Expedition 33 is definitely a game worth playing. Joe, you can add to it as well because you've played it. What did you think?
I still haven't fully gotten through Act 1. At this point, I'm just going to that hidden arena by the Gestrel Village and just power leveling. I refuse to leave that area until I'm level 25. I don't care how long it takes.
Gotcha.
I'm just going to be cheap and like power level to where I don't need to worry about anything for a little bit. I'm really enjoying it. I keep seeing all the videos about it where people just continuously break this system and get like billions of points of damage regardless of how much they patch it. More people continue to find a way to break this and just min-max the crap out of this game.
But it is fun though. Like I said, enjoy it until Sandfall patches it because they've already sat there and said that they noticed and patches are coming. So enjoy the broken builds while you can. But again, Claire Obscure Expedition 33 is available on Game Pass Ultimate. It's also available on PS5 if you do want to play it there, and also on PC. But it's definitely worth getting that game. Like I said before, that's probably going to be one of my game of the year possibilities. That's how much that I think that game is going to be worth it.
Yeah, it's I haven't played it, but it's definitely up there. It's on all my feeds, so I'd be shocked if it's not in the game of the year category because what is it, 5 nominees per group or category for the Game Awards?
Yep.
I don't know what else is coming down the pipeline, but I don't think there's not heavy competition this year, honestly. Like there's games coming out, but you can definitely tell what's going to get put in what category.
Yep.
Game of the year contenders are not heavy. That is one of them. I will give them that.
Oh yeah, it definitely looks like it's going to be good. Now, my other game that I was going to talk about, again, because I'm a Destiny fan, I'm one of those ones that's just like, if it's a new expansion, I'm definitely going to play it. Destiny has decided that they are going to a new chapter beyond the Light and Dark series. It's basically called The Edge of Fate, and here's the trailer for that.
What follows light and shadow is silence. That silence breaks. I am summoning you as a new age begins. I see sapient life turn to each other. They remember how to look to the stars. They remember curiosity. They remember how to thrive. But they have forgotten. They forgot we were here long before the traveler. They forgot that they need us. But they are fated to remember. I will remind them. I'm sure you will, but not through me. Find someone else. My will is my own.
All right, so that was the trailer for Destiny 2: The Edge of Fate. As you can see, guys, this is the new chapter going past Light and Dark. So we are telling a story beyond the Traveler now. But as this was actually going to be coming out, so to give an idea, because again, this is that time of the year where we know a new year, a new DLC, which means more money. So for DLCs wise for Destiny, we are going to be looking at expansions that are going to be available. Edge of Fate is going to be available July 15th of this year. It's the first expansion called The Edge of Fate, in which we get Ash and Iron. We do get Reclamation for the season. And we do get new stories, locations, lore, missions, a new raid, all that good stuff. And again, the first expansion of that, Edge of Fate, comes out July 15th. Ash and Iron will actually come out September 9th, which is the second part of the story of the Edge of Fate. And then it gets weird. What I say about weird, because Destiny 2 Renegades is actually going to be, and I cannot believe I'm saying this, a Disney collaboration. Bungie is going to have a collaboration with Disney, specifically Star Wars, because in Renegades, it is telling a story. It's not Star Wars, although it, if you look at it, it kind of is. That's going to be available December 2nd of 2025, so this year. The next expansion of Renegades, or should say the second half, is going to be available. Shadow and Order is going to be available March 3rd of next year, so not too far off from me and Obi's birthday. But overall, yes, you are going to be looking at possibly another $100 altogether for both expansions. I'm not against it. That's just the way of the world when it comes to certain games, especially games like Destiny, World of Warcraft. You pay to play, and $100 really isn't bad for two new stories. Considering the fact that Fortnite and Call of Duty, basically nickel and dime their people to death. $100 for two new whole stories, which are going to have a lot of content. I'm not mad at. But again, I'm a Destiny fan. I already know what I'm playing. I would say this to Farah and Joe. What do y'all think as far as Bungie? Because again, this is their baby. This is what they pull from Activision. This is what they pulled all their nuts and bolts into. I think, Joe, you tried Destiny once, right? Or am I wrong? You're muted, Joe.
I tried it, didn't take.
Okay, Tafari, did you try Destiny?
I played 2 with my brother a few times. I never got too into it. I'm curious to see what they do. Maybe Destiny is one of the many other galaxies far, far away that Star Wars never goes into, and they've just been adjacent the whole time. Also, I think Xenoverse is trying to outlast this game. They just said we'll make a third one when Destiny does, and we'll just keep dropping expansions if they'll do the same.
Yep, that I can definitely see. But those are the only 2 games. The games that I had, like I said, highly recommend Doom the Dark Ages. Can't stop talking about Claire Obscure Expedition 33 and Destiny, The Edge of Fate. I already know I'm into it. So let us know. Like I said, those are the games that we came up with that we give our reviews on. Let us know in the comments what you guys think differently, just because, again, we want to know your opinion on games. And if it's games, whether it's retro, whether it's brand new, or just, your favorite, we want to know. Beyond that, we do have a couple of television reviews before we get to our comic book pulls. I did want to talk about this, although I am a week late when it comes to Doctor Who, but specifically I have, and Joe did point this out to me, I had to go back and go watch it, because literally when I saw this scene right here from the story in the engine from Doctor Who, loved it. I love the Anansi references. I love the fact the storytelling. Love the fact the Doctor really including a culture saying that, it had some tones into it where it's like, this is where we can be where I can be accepted, where I can be myself. And there was a double entendre on top of that. But overall...
No, there wasn't really double entendre, because he outright just tells Belinda, it's like, in this form, I'm not welcome everywhere.
Yeah. He does say that. He does say at the beginning of that. But just overall, the episode itself has been great. I highly recommend people to watch it because, again, like I said, we can go into the whole thing of like some people not liking Doctor Who, some people not liking the direction of the writing. Personally, for this season, I loved it. I love the fact that they have taken a lot of leaps. They have broken a lot of boundaries and sat there and said, we're going to write the story that we want to write. But this episode is probably going to wind up being my favorite of this current season just because of all the references, which, again, I can get behind. But, Joe, did you want to add anything else to that?
I really liked this episode, and I loved the episode after it. I said, this was just a really, really fun episode. I recognized the main antagonist of the Nancy episode. I just can't remember where I've seen him from, but he's very familiar to me.
I was trying to put my finger on it, but I couldn't remember well myself.
Like, I've seen his face in something. Like, I remember him being an actor in something. I just don't remember what.
Yeah. It'll come to me momentarily, but yeah, I really, really did enjoy this episode. And the previous one, the one after this one, the international singing contest was actually good too. I kind of wish I got a screenshot of that. That was actually a pretty fun episode.
Yeah, they're taking Eurovision.
Yeah, they're taking on Eurovision. Thank you. But yeah, that was actually pretty cool too. But overall, I'm trying to figure out who the Ronnie are because. Go ahead.
The Ronnie is basically a female version of the Master.
Gotcha.
Where it's just where they even River says it in one episode. It's like, you guys are so egotistical. You always think that you're the last of the Time Lord, and then another one pops up somewhere else.
So that explains the split.
Because he's going, I'm the last of the Time Lords. Oh, by the way, here's the Master.
Yeah, because I was kind of expecting the Master to pop up when they were like, well, who are you? I'm like, really? So this is where we introduce the next version of the Master? But go ahead.
No, the Ronnie was introduced in I think towards the end of the 5th Doctor with the 6th Doctor, and then we last saw her with the 7th Doctor. She was just like a very
more sinister version.
No, God, no. She was probably more dangerous than the Master because so the Master has these grand plans and kind of whatnot.
Yeah.
Ronnie just doesn't deal with BS.
Oh, so she's just pure chaos.
No. She doesn't deal with any BS. Like, she just wants to outright do stuff the most efficient way possible, and doesn't have time for the theatrics.
Oh, so
she
she
can
just
go through them if she needs to.
Ah.
But it's one of those, like, even she sells the match like, God, you're an idiot. This is why he keeps beating you. You keep doing all of this.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay, so that's something to look forward to. I have to go back and go watch let's see, who was the Seventh Doctor? Okay, I have to go back and go watch.
She's the primary antagonist, and the reason why the Doctor regenerates from the Sixth Doctor into the Sylvester McCoy Doctor.
Gotcha. I have to go back and go watch that one. That's get my introduction in. Tafara, have you caught any episodes of Doctor Who?
I have not. I keep hearing about this one. I just have not had time to sit down and catch up on much outside of like the few animes I'm watching.
Oh. Well, I'm about to say, man, you are everywhere and anywhere. I'm about to say the hardest working man this side of podcasting, literally. But I will say this, like I said, love Doctor Who. Going into Last of Us before we get to anime reviews, since we do have a little bit of time. This scene I was really surprised about. Like I said, that they're going really into the cordyceps and showing that scene. I think that was episode 5, I believe. While she was tracking north of the hospital. Really surprised that so far, The Last of Us Season 2, I mean, adaptation-wise, it's not bad. I like what they've done so far with it, and how they're portraying Ellie. The only thing I'm worried about is Abby's story. Abby's story for the next episode has to be told, and that's where I'm a little bit worried. Because in the actual game, she's literally running away from Seraphites and also WLF at the same time. So, and again, we're talking about Swole Abby. We're not getting Swole Abby in this one. We're getting smaller Abby. So, I think that's my only concern as far as the next episode is how they're going to portray her if they follow the timeline right. Let me say that. There is a chance they may not follow the timeline correctly because this is kind of the part in the game where it does switch to Abby from Ellie while they're in the movie theater. So I could be completely wrong. They may still continue with that, or they may switch and start telling more of Abby's story. So my question to y'all is, so far, what do y'all think of the direction? And if they do switch to Abby, are we concerned, or are we just going to let it play out?
I wouldn't be shocked if we start getting it, because I really thought we were going to get, because they've already kind of stretched it enough. And we're, how many episodes in so far?
6.
And we're getting, 10 episodes or 8 for this season?
I want to say 8, but let me double check that. Because I want to say it's either 8 or 10, because I think last season we got 8.
Yeah, because the fact that Owen is already showed up and everything, we could either go back with some more backstory in Jackson. They already said we're done with Pedro Pascal for the season. So
actually, it's getting 7. So technically, the next one is the season finale.
So yeah, we're gonna cliffhanger on Baby Dad and his fate, Tommy probably showing up, and Abby probably ending on the "You killed my friends," which I don't think we've caught too many of them yet, have we? We just got the girl.
We just got Nora. Only Nora is the only one that if you're going by the television series, only Nora's been got so far.
Okay.
So one out of the 6 have been got.
Which even then, I'm surprised they went further with that scene, because in the game it just kind of cuts to black.
Right.
I'm glad they kind of fleshed out the cutscene at least, because they were kind of vague about it. But yeah, it is. Also, somebody was saying when she was down there with Nora, you could hear the Rat King in the background.
Yeah. Yeah. You could.
It's also crazy. Oh yeah, then we had the run-in with the scars in the woods.
Yep, with the scars and the WLF in the woods. So that it did have that iconic scene of the hanging and the guts being exposed, which is slightly different from that in the television station, but still, I'll give it to them. It was actually still well done. But yeah, this because the price was episode 6. The next one for the season finale is going to be episode 7. So yeah, it's gonna maybe it's gonna be like I said, we were worried about how they were going to do the story. We knew that they were going to probably split this between season 2 and season 3. I think that I think and this again is just a guess. If the first half, which basically season 2, was Ellie's story, I think season 3 is going to wind up being Abby's
story. Season 4 is going to be Santa Barbara.
Yeah, that's what makes me think that's how they're going to stretch it out. If season 3 is going to be 7 episodes like season 2 is, then you're going to get Abby's story, which goes into hers, and then, like you said, Santa Barbara winds up being season 4. So at least that's just a guess, but we'll see. Let us guys know what you think in the comments about The Last of Us. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you guess what's going to happen for the last episode? That's going to be this Sunday. Again, we'll know. But anime reviews, fellas. Anime that we watched, because I know I watched Fire Force, and dang, was it great. Lazarus needs to hurry the crap up because it's a slow burn for me. Sword of the Demon Slayer is really freaking good. But that's my short and sweets. But what about you guys?
Yeah, Fire Force is great. I can't tell how serious I'm supposed to be taking Yaiba. It seems like it's just a fun anime about kids and demons and this sword and trying to learn skills. So it's like I get that there's a story here, but at no point am I worried about characters in danger at all or like a serious threat. I kind of just turn my brain off and just enjoy the ride. Fire Force, finding out Arthur's weapon is actually a Home Depot sword is actually levels of hilarious. How anyone believes that Shinra killed a captain is absolutely asinine.
Right.
The fact that they thought people would actually buy that. Again, matching the equal levels of hilarious and then going full on Catholic Church with the nun and whatever that was about.
Right.
And then Vigilantes, seeing the origin of Stain, getting a little bit more lore. Yeah.
That's why I freaking thought it was Stain. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so yeah, basically got punched so hard his nose broke or like caved in. And that is his origin story. Just the fact finding out he was a vigilante, or at least he thought he was doing good before who was it that sent him over the edge? Stain, and then I guess All Might and the Villain League sent him over the edge to become what we know now.
Yeah.
And then getting to see some of the heroes before retirement or tragedy, like seeing Ida's brother in action is actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then the dynamic between our main 3 casts is getting better every episode.
Yeah, because Knuckle Duster is actually teaching him, which is weird. But yeah, I thought it was cool too. Joe, what about you?
Apocalypse Hotel continues to be fun and weird sci-fi stuff. We had an alien touchdown that's come to wipe out all civilization on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
And the robots have to it's like, yeah, they're all gone. So if there's no civilization on this planet, no.
Damn.
So what about you guys? Like, we're robots. We don't count as civilization. Do you know when they're going to be back? No. Okay, well, I'm going to stay for a couple nights. And my favorite thing is that they still leave every single guest because they do. It's in their program that they have to pay for logic. They just go down the street to a bank that's been busted open due to age and time, and then they just take money out of the vault and just hand it back to them.
Nice.
The Tanuki people are still there. They are still a source of hilarious entertainment. For Zabitetsu, girls are still going to small Japanese cities. You get to learn about stuff. You get to this time, I forget which place they went to, but it's the Shrine of Okami.
Mm-hmm.
So they visited the Shrine of Okami, which actually every 20 years they the town swaps the shrines between the inner shrine and outer shrine between 2 gods as a form of showing the passage of time.
Okay.
And other things, I maybe said, but they go visit the shrine of Amaterasu Okami, and then they take another trip over to the west to see the ocean and whatnot.
Okay.
So, just nice visuals, little just slice of life. Nothing big, just going and having small mini vacation, mini day trip vacations to towns.
Mm-hmm.
Learn about Japan, learn about culture, learn about economy, whatnot. So it's fun.
Cool. All right. Well, that's our anime review so far. Like we said, let us know what you guys think, and of course, if you have reviews of your own or just anime that you suggest that we all see and check out. Oh, go ahead, Joe.
Gundam.
I had, you know what? I have yet to still watch watch episode of that. How is it so far?
The Psycho Gundam made an appearance.
Come again?
Yeah, Psycho Gundam Mark 1 made an appearance.
Psycho Gundam. Okay.
You never saw Zeta, did you?
No.
Okay, the Psycho Gundam is a Gundam the size of a skyscraper.
Jesus. Okay.
It
So
transforms
basically,
into like a mobile armor.
Ah. Okay. So
yeah,
that's
weird stuff happened this time. Like space-time vortex opened up and sucked in the Red Gundam, Shard's Gundam, along with the pilot. Everybody in the sky knows who the G-Quax's pilot in, so they're after her. The Psycho Gundam tries to assassinate the zombie thing. Stripper mode was activated.
Opie apparently wants to voice his opinion. But go ahead, Joe.
There we go. Yeah, no, this is like the end of the first arc.
Okay.
We get to see some people from Zeta Gundam,
Mm-hmm.
kinda. Like what they are doing in this version of the universe. There are some like Blinky missed it, or they talk for a hot second and then we don't see them again. But they are people from Zeta Gundam.
Uh-huh.
So that's interesting. I just don't know how many, like, what are they doing in this version of this timeline?
Huh. That's interesting.
Yeah, G-Quax is fun. There's an Evangelion Easter egg in this episode too, but you got to know where to look.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna be asking you about that when I watch that episode. But all right, good to know though. But like we said, let us know what your animes, guys, you're watching, because again, don't gatekeep, share. We want to know what the good ones are and the ones that may not be good, because we still, what may not be good to you may be good to somebody else, but still we want to know. But with that being said, I think that's all the news we have, fellas. Before we go to our comic book pulls of the week, is that right, or we miss anything?
I think that's pretty much it for me.
Joe?
No, I'm good.
All right. So before we get to our comic book pulls, we always want to show love to Rick's Comic City. If you are in the Middle Tennessee area, why? Because it's the #1 place in Middle Tennessee for comic books, for collectibles, for Funko Pops, movie posters, you name it, they got it. We show them love because they will show us love. They have 2 locations, Nashville and Clarksville, Tennessee. Me and Joe have visited the Nashville location multiple times, especially for Free Comic Book Day, which was just 2 weeks ago. Hopefully you guys got to enjoy Free Comic Book Day. Also, check out rickcomiccity.com online as well. And also, if you are not in the Middle Tennessee area, guys, please support your local comic book stores, support your local libraries, support your local writers, support your local comic book artists, support the indies. I can go down the list of how many people we know that are indie writers that could certainly use your support. But again, go out there, support them, support libraries as well, because if you haven't noticed that lately, books are disappearing. Not to get political, but books are disappearing except for main libraries. So definitely check them out, as libraries do keep the most up-to-date comic books, mangas, things of that nature, and video games. I did not know that libraries carry video games, so I walked in there one day and I was like, holy crap, y'all actually got video games now. So again, support your local libraries, support your local comic book stores, support your local bookstores, support your local indie creators. Trust me. Right now, they need all our support, especially at MomoCon. If you are able to go out to MomoCon in Atlanta, please do so. There are plenty of indie creators in Comic Book Alley as well as bookstores. Definitely show them love, show your support, because it is most definitely needed in this day and age. But, Joe, I do see you got the comics up, sir, so let me just get this up. All right, sir. Whenever you're ready.
We are back with, I was about to say Ultimate Flash. Absolute Flash.
Mm-hmm.
This is written by Jeff Lemire and art and cover art by Nick Robles. This is the finale of the first arc. Wally defeats, with the help of Grodd, who in this one is a very small monkey with kind of a weird head thing going on from experimentation.
Yeah.
Still psychic, but we learn through a psychic connection. Grodd and Wally are kind of like share a lot of similarities, so they become friends. So Wally makes a choice, grabs the Flash suit from a version of the timeline where Barry has died.
Yep.
And becomes the Flash, and that ends it. Honestly, this is a good start. Like, this was very quick. Like, not to make a pun, but 3 issues to start the arc of the Flash, and a little bit quicker than Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman, but still good retelling. I love this version of Wally. He's a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Comes with a bit of more baggage than normal Wally, but at least he's not a horrible womanizer until someone else writes him.
Yeah, and I did enjoy it. I enjoyed this run too because again, it was quick. It was a quick the 1 minute war kind of storytelling, but at the same time, it did kind of make you still want to be invested in this. And it's a different twist on Grodd. It is a very different twist on Grodd, which I did like. But yeah, definitely did love this. I'm gonna follow to see what they go with in the All-In universe. So yeah, I got no complaints.
Moving on over, we got Wonder Woman number 21. This is written by Tom King and art by Gilliam March. This is the finale of the 2-parter Murder on Mount Olympus. We learn why Ares gets killed. And we learned who did it. And Batman's still kind of fun. Still is very open when he's been hit by a lightning bolt, but weird stuff happens to that brain chemistry when you get zapped by the god of Olympus, maybe.
Yeah, I mean that'll do it. I actually have to go back and read this one because I was curious to see how this one ended. But yeah, I'll go back and see that. I'll go back and read that one.
Man, it was so interesting. It was hilarious. I loved it. Good twist. Really good twist to this one. We are actually not going back to the main story. I think there's going to be another mini arc at the finale.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'm digging it.
Okay. Yeah, I got to read that because that's going to bug me not knowing who actually did it. But sorry, go ahead.
One moment. Multitasking. Yay. Like I said, I really do. Artwork's fantastic on this one. Equally as good as the artist for when it's the main artist. But this was just so much fun. I wish one of them could be as good, as equally entertaining as this as the other book is. They're just so totally radically different stories.
Nice.
But this one is just a lot of fun. Not to say the other one's not good. It's just this one's just more fun because we're dealing with gods and mysteries and learning the fact that all the gods are just basically giant assholes to each other and to humanity. Mm-hmm. And Wonder Woman is that thin veil that keeps the two apart.
Oh yeah, that part. But yeah, that looks like it's gonna be interesting. Now I'm gonna have to read that after the show. But go
ahead. Next up, we got DC X Sonic the Hedgehog.
Mm-hmm.
This is written by Ian Flynn. Writers Ian Flynn, art is Adam Bryce Thomas, and colors Matt Herms. Pretty much everybody just assumes the roles of the people they were.
Yeah, sidekicks would. Yeah.
Yeah. So for whatever reason, Tails becomes Cyborg just because he's friends with Cyborg. That one never made sense to me. But everybody else just kind of adopts everything. Where Amy's with Wonder Woman and rescuing The lady superhero Knuckles goes and talks to Lex Luthor, and Lex tries to poison him with
That was
kryptonite.
funny.
His Knuckles flies away, and he just like comes back. He's like, "Did you just try to poison me?"
That part was funny.
Well, everybody has like all the DC villains that they're facing for whatever reason have like a Chaos Emerald.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Sonic being the Flash was hilarious because he's fighting Eobard Thawne and not even Eobard was Sonic.
But that was still funny though, because Eobard Thawne was like, "You're not my Flash, but I'm still faster than you." As the Chaos Emerald is taken from you
and replaced with a soda can.
That was still funny.
Shadow dealing with the Joker was, that was fine. I don't know what I was really expecting. I was kind of expecting Shadow to be more of a Jason Todd Batman where he had guns.
I was about to say, you were expecting guns drawn, weren't you?
Oh yeah, I was expecting that Uzi to come out of nowhere. But no, it's just the chaos control and like super kick to the face of the Joker.
Yeah.
Again, this is fun and entertaining. Things are moving along nicely. They like find their Earth and other things. The only thing that really confuses me is the tail stuff, just because like he's cyborged out, but he doesn't really need to be.
Yeah, that part. I guess they just wanted him to fit in. I think it was more of a fit-in
Because they're
situation.
two young geniuses, which is fine. It's just like everybody else's costume kind of makes sense for them, not really Tails. Like,
yeah.
But I guess he also can't be Mr. Terrific because Mr. Terrific's there.
Yeah, that part. But still, good issue though. I do like the direction that's going in.
Also, does this mean Tails is canonically black?
Yes.
For now, yeah.
For now,
Works
yeah.
for me.
Him and Darwin from The Amazing World of Gumball.
Yeah.
No, Darwin makes more sense to me. And don't forget, that's the trailer we forgot.
What's that?
The one
Yeah, Gumball, yeah.
Oh, well, I'll find it. Go ahead, keep going.
Okay. Next up, we got The Thing #1. This is written by Tony Feeks, art by Justin Mason, and colors by Alex Sinclair. We're just highlighting this book because it's the new #1. We want to get people's eyes on it. The Thing just has to go back to Yancey Street because someone took his friend from school's kid and someone else is asking him to help out. So back to Yancey Street he goes to go solve a mystery and a kidnapping.
That was interesting. I was kind of wondering where they're gonna go with the Thing story, but yeah, I did like that.
This is an old story. Like this is like gotta be like the mid 90s, early 2000s. Because Thing now is married with 2 kids, so this is way back in the day for him then. Because he's been married with Alicia and had his 2 war orphan kids for a while now.
Yeah.
So this is like I said, early 2000s, maybe 90s, because the way the Blob is dressed and Juggernaut is still in the old school thing. So this is like a tale set in time.
Yeah, but I still want to keep up with this one.
Steve Orlando, whoever that guy is, returns with the Vision and the Scarlet Witch. We get to make fun of him because he's friend of the show, Steve Orlando.
Yeah.
Art is by Lorenzo Tomata and colors by Ruth Redman. A supernatural biker gang tries to take down Wanda's shop, and Vision intervenes, and then we learn once Vision returned home, the demonic biker gang is working with the underworld and has resurrected Vision's not quite brother, the Executioner, who originally was murdered in the Tom King Vision run. and whose body was buried in the backyard.
Really?
Yeah, his wife just kills the dude and buries his body in the backyard.
Okay then.
Oh yeah, no, that miniseries was wild. Have you not heard of that one?
Wait, which one?
The Vision series.
Heard of it. I never got to look too much into it.
The one, yeah, he like makes a family, and the family, all the family, but his daughter, Viv, like gets corrupt, just becomes morally corrupted by their own programming. And just starts doing weird stuff.
Interesting.
So yeah, new number one. Really good stuff. Steve continues to hit out of the park. This is just the newest chapter in the Scarlet Witch saga that he's writing. So fantastic work.
Yeah, good on Steve. We're always happy when you make something new.
Thunderbolts Doomstrike is next. This is written by Jansen Lansing and Colin Kelly with art by Tommaso Bonchatti and colors by Ian Nitro. This finishes up the new thing where the Thunderbolts have to fight Doom's Thunderbolts, which is coincidentally the original Thunderbolt team. Sam Songbird, and it dovetails with the new Thunderbolts book that's going to be coming out soon.
Oh yeah, that was a good one too. Although Bucky giving a Captain America-like speech was different.
Exceptional X-Men, written by Eve L. Ewing, art by Carmen Carnero, and colors by Nolan Woodard. Again, this is just Gen X. Mm-hmm. And the team just takes up the fight against Mr. Sinister, rounding out the first arc. Overall, good book. Again, biased because of Emma Frost, who plays a big part in this. I'm still enjoying this book. It's still just Gen X for me, just like how Uncanny X-Men is just New Mutants to me. So I'm still really digging this.
It's not my cup of tea, but then again, like I said, the story where it's going and this group of X-Men probably is not for me. Not to say that the book is bad, but like I said, just a different cup of tea. But still recommend for folks to be able to look at it and make your own opinion about it.
And not picture, because for some reason, I guess I didn't say the picture correctly. We also read Captain Planet.
Yep. That was
interesting. That's an interesting new take.
Yeah, it is. I will say I didn't expect it to go that dark.
Yeah,
I didn't expect that dark. But go ahead.
It's written by David Pepos and art by Amon Casalos.
Let
me see if I can't find the full thing. There we go. Pretty much the government or a private sector, which we later learn is Luthen Plunder, hunts down Gaia, who's the newest guardian of Earth, and the rings are sent across the world where they do reach the normal Planeteers, but everyone's in different places than they were, an updated version. So Kwame is a retired soccer player because he tore out his knee.
Yeah.
Wheeler is just a factory worker who went back in to make sure Pete and his friends didn't die. Guy is a marine biologist, which I think was actually her original. She was a student for a marine biologist in the original animated series.
Right.
Linka is a Russian punk rock underground punk rocker. Leading her own thing, and Mati nearly killed a man, and has probably killed people before because of this ring. Because he's tired of poachers going around Peru and stealing animals, so Mati's killing folks. And using the ring to influence animals to kill folks.
So he's pretty much Monoke.
I mean, he was pretty much just like it's weird. Also, Captain Planet got like a minor redesign. which is actually pretty cool.
Yeah, it's
stuff like that.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it's interesting. I was like, I just didn't expect it to be that dark. Usually, Captain Planet's along the lines of a more lighthearted and kind of on the light violence. They just went uber dark on this one.
Did you not see the Captain Planet crossover with OKKO Let's Be Heroes?
No.
Where they're like, it's only Captain Planet and Kwame, and I was like, yes, we told everybody to do this, and no one listened to us. I have wasted much of my life.
No, I'll take your word for it. I've never seen that. The Captain Planet I'm used to, unfortunately, is the Don Cheadle version, but that's a whole different one.
That actually pretty much sums up what this series may be in the grand scheme of things.
More than likely. But yeah, still, it's interesting. I will say that. Very, very surprising that it went dark, but interesting. But is that all the comic show?
Yep.
Okay. So I did actually find it. So apparently that The Wonderful World of Gumball is coming back on Hulu, and here's the teaser. There we go.
What is going on? Darwin! Dude, we're late for school! How late? About 7 years. 5 more minutes then.
And there's your teaser for the Wonderfully Weird World of Gumball coming to Hulu soon enough. Yeah, there's nothing more that need to be said about that, fellas. Anything else?
I think they realized how much potential that show had just once TikTok in the meme world got a hold of it. Mm-hmm. And I think they just decided to revive it the same way they did Phineas and Ferb. Because, what is it? That show's coming back, and I think it's just going to be basically just a new season of the show. Mm-hmm. It's also weird, though, that it's going to be on Disney Plus and Hulu because Cartoon Network shows are technically homeless right now.
Pretty much. So, yeah, it is interesting that Hulu decided that, yeah, we'll pick this up and run with it. But nothing against that. Joe?
No, I'm looking forward to it. It was so creative, and it mashed together so many different visual mediums. It was always a pleasure to watch. I love the meme culture when they were going like peak, like the Dragonball Z episode with their mom's backstory, karate backstory.
Nice.
Their mom is hilarious because there was a tweet today where people were like, "Why does everybody want Gumball's mom to get divorced?" And somebody was like, "Because their dad's a bum." And that person has been getting bombarded all day. It's like it is canonically reasonable for him to not have a job because it's literally an episode where the world falls apart because he was gainfully employed.
Dang, that's bad. That's saying a lot. Well, something to look forward to when it comes on Hulu. But with that being said, that's pretty much going to do it for this episode for us, guys. So before we do go out, I know everybody's got things that's going on this Memorial weekend. Before I turn to the man, the myth, the legend, guys, we know it's Memorial Day weekend. I know for a lot of us, we're not working Monday. So hopefully, except for the healthcare professionals, we do love you, Joe, and my wife, Kelly, because the healthcare professionals out there that will work tirelessly, regardlessly, not getting thanked enough or paid enough for their jobs. We salute you and thank you for your service. But if you are going to be out this Memorial Day weekend, guys, please be smart, be safe, don't do stupid stuff. We all, and at the same time, let me say this very heavily, there are no judges over the weekend. You will be sitting in county until Tuesday. Keep that in mind with every decision that you ever want to make. That being said, Tafari, the man, the myth, the legend, you want to let people know what you're doing, sir?
Yeah, finally posted the video. It's an addendum to the convention survival guide. Don't be a convention crash out. Also went ziplining to help promote the new Mission Impossible movie, which is good. But it is also about 3 hours, so do not be afraid to take bathroom breaks. It is kind of very obvious in the places that allow you to do that, or go get snacks and refills, etc. The movie kind of runs its own course, gives you enough flashbacks so you don't need to watch every movie to know what's going on. AI is evil. Tom Cruise likes to run, and this was the final one, maybe, with this group. We will see if they do a spin-off. Other than that, finishing up Metal Arms Glitch in the System. I am finishing up, what am I looking for? Batman the Telltale series. I have 2 more episodes left. Going to try to get all those done before DreamCon next weekend. I'll be in Houston with a bunch of the other blurs. So if you see me out on bike, feel free to come up and say something. I get along with everybody. Gonna do my best to get an interview. I don't know if I end up in a room with Megan Thee Stallion. I would do my best to get that footage for y'all. Otherwise, wish me luck.
Sir, all I want is a shout out. That's all I want. If you can make that happen, sir, that's all I ask.
I will do my best to pull it off. We will see what happens.
Fair enough. All right. Joe, although I know, sir, you are the healthcare professional of the group, you will let people know what you're up to and what you're doing, especially for API month?
Well, as we mentioned earlier, I am streaming Onimusha 2. There is a donation link in the description of every time I stream Onimusha 2. That goes directly to API Middle Tennessee. Other than that, tomorrow we are actually doing our API Culture Festival over at the Frist. I'll be there and in the fashion show. Also, you can support local API-run businesses like Eat Bubbles, which is a boba place down over at the L&L building on Charlotte. It's not sponsored, but I do go there weekly because they have really good hojicha drink. I usually get on once a week. Also, I'm friends with the owner. But still not sponsored. They don't give me free drinks. But they at least know what I want when I come in.
Fair enough.
Other than that, just trying to survive. It's going to be busy again in a little bit because we got Nashville Comic-Con coming up in 2 weeks. Final Fantasy pre-release for Magic the Gathering is coming up. And the set is fully releasing. I already have at least 2 decks I want to build for Commander. Pray to God Joe gets 1 card out of a 2 cards out of a 144 card set.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, worst comes to worst, I just order the single. But supporting my local shop. Other than that, 7th is, so we'll be looking forward to hearing that with the Tennessee Ghostbusters. The majority of them are going up on my birthday, leaving me here to celebrate on my own. I'm just trying to make them feel bad, man. That's all.
Hey, instant guilt always works.
I mean, it's not the strongest guilt, but I can't be that person to protrude the maximum guilt effect.
There's always a way. But
I don't want to be a Jewish mother.
Oh yeah, that is right. Dang, you're gonna have that's kind of a hard sell.
I even posted that thing where like Harley Quinn's mom. It's my favorite joke in that series. It's like, you could have married a doctor. I am a doctor. It's not the same thing.
Oh man.
Other than that, just be on the lookout for my streams. I'll of course be streaming that quarter again once I get done with Onimusha. That game is not very long. There's actually an achievement to beat it in 5 hours.
Nice.
Well,
trying to beat the record.
Huh?
Trying to beat the record?
Oh God, no! I'm gonna take my time.
All right. Well, Thank you for that, Joe. Before I do get to me, I do want to do shameless plugging as always. Shout out to APR TV. Why? Because Get Bit Podcast can be seen on APR TV, whether on Roku or Amazon Fire TV. Definitely check out Always Press Record or APR TV on the app. Also, BlurryStation.com. I keep telling you guys, this is a streaming service similar to Tubi, except it's for us and by us. So our content, our viewership, most importantly, our dollars should be going to it. Definitely check out BlurStation.com, guys. $10.99 a month to stream Blur Station. If you do want to join, please select the Blur's Eye View Offending membership. Select either myself, Black Spartan, or Safari TV. Either one is fine. Again, $10.99 a month to stream Blur Station, and it can be streamed on all smart devices. So definitely check it out and support it the same way you would support Beyonce. Just saying, because from what I've been told, Beyonce has been saying a lot of stuff at her concerts that I wish I could hear, but I digress. Outside that, guys, again, please follow the Get Bit Podcast on all socials, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok. Like, share, and subscribe about the show, guys, because we do our hardest. We do work it. We do love it. But at the same time, much like PBS, we cannot do any of this without you. So please like, share, and subscribe. Also, you can follow my personal page, Black Spartans, Spartan 615 on the socials as well. Just don't be weird. I wouldn't have to block you. And again, just be decent. Like Tafari said, it's summertime. Yeah, my least favorite part of the year because these locks and heat right now do not work together. But con season is upon us. Please check out Tafari TV for all of his how-to cons, all to instructions. But me, I just have 3 rules. Rule number 1: respect the cosplayer at all times. I cannot stress this enough, especially the fact that black cosplayers, especially female cosplayers, are basically getting catcalled. They are getting hostile, really treated hostile, getting treated like playthings. Look, guys, there is a reason why I say cosplay is not consent. It is not a catchphrase. It's not meant to be buzzwords. It's simply put, people who cosplay put their time, heart, and money into their crafts. At the same time, it takes a lot of courage to go out in your costume that you created and parade around people and not feel judged and not feel minimalized, but to be able to enjoy something that you created. It takes a lot of courage to do that. Please don't be that person that, is too pushy on pictures, is too pushy on positions. These people are not out here. Thank you, Obi. These people are not out here for your amusement. If you want to take a picture, ask. And sometimes understand that the answer can be no. Be respectful and move the frack on. At the same time, please treat people like human beings. It's not that freaking hard. Number 2, wash your butt. And I say wash your butt because my 2-year-old son is in my lap. And I can't usually say what I want to say because my 2-year-old is a walking tape recorder. And I would not be able to explain how that 3-word sentence for rule number 2 I cannot say because, again, my 2-year-old son is in my lap. Please wash your behinds when you go to cons. It is hot. Wear deodorant, clean clothes, all that good stuff. At the same time, keep the funk and the infection down because, again, they're out and about. Don't believe me? Measles has made a comeback in Texas. Measles.
Yeah, right where I live, too.
I'm just saying. Rule 2, please clean yourselves. Also understand that once my son is not in my lap, I will say what I usually say for rule 2. But the last rule that I have for myself, as far as everybody else, guys, in a world that is cold, that is cruel, be nice, be kind, talk and share your fandoms. Don't be an orifice and we'll all be cool. Again, I had to rearrange it. My 2-year-old son is in my lap. He is a walking tape recorder. I cannot say what I usually say because I would not be able to explain it if my son is somewhere saying, don't be that. But with that being said, guys, again, also don't doom scroll. A lot of stuff right now is happening in the world that is just all over the place. Don't doom scroll. Protect your peace. Do something that makes you happy. Check on your friends. Call or text. Go out in the world. Enjoy it. It's API month. Go enjoy some culture if you don't know it, or just something of that nature. But either way, do something that makes you happy. And if you have the ability to make somebody happy, do it too. The world could be a better place because of that. At the same time, guys, we should be back here next Friday, same Get Bit time, same Get Bit channel, with news of the week as we get ever so closer to Summer of Games Fest on June 6th, where we assume there will probably be some news or another GTA 6 trailer or Kingdom Hearts, whichever one comes first. That being said, fellas, anything last words we call tonight?
Be safe this weekend. Don't end up in Joe's wing of the hospital.
Pretty much. Also, Joe?
My wing of the hospital is the entirety of the hospital, so, you know.
There you go.
But yes, to echo that sentiment, yes, have a great Memorial Day weekend. Please be smart about your decisions. And like I said, the hospital is not the one place you want to be in. And holding cells will be full because you will not see a judge until Tuesday. Just saying, choose wisely. That being said, I've been Will. He's been Tafara. He's been Joe. This has been the Get It Podcast tonight, guys. Thank you all for watching. Please take care of yourselves and each other. Stay hydrated. Stay out the heat because summer is here. And, well, ain't no we can do about it. Have a good night, guys. Peace.